Greetings, boys and girls, and today it's another episode of Grind Slime TV with me, your host Aaron. And today we're heading over to Chile, or Chile as it's also pronounced, because we're going to be looking into some Deathrash with a touch of black to it, which is Assault. Oh yes, and this is a two-piece. They're not together anymore. They split up about nearly 20 years ago now, 2006 I believe. And they were pretty much just a demos band, which is never a problem by my account. I mean, just look at that artwork, just screams demo. Oh yeah, oh, that's what we like. And this is their Nuclear Deathrash compilation, and this has, let's see, it's got 3 demos on here, and over this is it, and there's 10 tracks, which is wonderful, and of course it's got that fancy gatefold action. Look at that, it's got the explosions, all the fancy photos there. Look, it's a bit shiny, which is fine. And the main cover is a little bit fuzzy around the edges. I don't know if you can pick it up on there, but other than that, it's a really good release, solid. And this came out through, I have absolutely no idea. Oh, Necromancer Records. Managed to pick this up on the cheap as well. It was like a tenner on eBay, so always good. Now it says here, it sort of shows like he's the only guy in the band, so maybe he writes everything. But there was also because he did on the recordings, he does drums and vocals, I believe, and he's got a little mate who does a guitar and bass. And gotta say though, if they did record bass, I couldn't hear it. You know, I mean, the last 2 songs you can kind of hear it, but yeah, it's mainly a treble album, which is I've got nothing against. You know, as I say, it's Deathrash, the way you'd like it to be, very raw recordings, which, as you probably know by now, if you've watched my other videos, is how I like it. Oh yeah, none of that clean, squeaky cleanness. We want it to sound rough around here, that's been gone over with the old sandpaper. And this, let me tell you, it skips, it clips, it trips, and it rips. Absolutely. Got great drumming, again the frantic drumming that old Aaron likes. Got the blasts in there. It's not overly blasty. I mean, a lot of people have listed this as war metal, and I kind of see that. You know, I mean, I wouldn't call it that on first listen. I would just hear it and go, "Oh, that's Deathrash," or like with like a little bit of speed metal to it. You know, it's got that sort of. It definitely sounds. It's got the 80s sort of sound to it. Like, it's not as rocky as something like Whip Striker from Brazil, which again, fantastic band, which is another one piece, I believe. But this is definitely more leaning into the metal side of things. You know, this is sort of reminiscent of things like a bit of Slaughter Strapado. You know, got a bit of that in there. There's the high screeching vocals, like to mention Death Crush again, like I did in another video. You know, Maniac's vocals on that EP, where it's very sort of, you know, screaming in the graveyard, very like very high pitched, very throaty. You can feel it. But yeah, it's got all the nice natural reverb going on. They sound like rehearsal space demos, which might explain the lack of bass. Because, like I say, there's only 2 of them, and you know, if it was a live recording, I mean, Chavi can't play both instruments at once. Apparently, I mean, could have tried, but doesn't matter. That's fine. But yeah, like I say, this is pretty much. I don't know if it's all their demos. I think they've got like 5 or 6, maybe, on according to Metal Archives. And this has 3 of them. This has the Nuclear War Metal 2004/2005 demo, the Terrorist Aggression demo from 2004, and the Brigada Mortero demo from 2006. Now, my Spanish isn't great, it's very limited, and my Chilean is probably even worse. So I'm not even going to try and tell you what else it says on here because that would be a waste of time. But yeah, if you're into bands like Bathory, Slaughter, perhaps even like Cryptic Slaughter, like music wise, not vocally, but just that sort of, again, quite fuzzy, fizzy guitars, nice raw sounding drums. It's all over the place, and I mean it cuts out in places, I think, because like I believe the other side of side A going into side B, I think it's supposed to continue, but it literally just cuts right off, which ain't a problem at all. I mean, that just adds to the character as far as I'm concerned. And like you crazy kids out there, if you're into your coloured vinyl, we've got a little bit of this going on. Look at that. Looks pretty cool. The whole red and black splatter, which is always nice. Cool artwork as well on the stickers. I like that sort of artwork, man. Look at that. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, yes. I mean, for this sort of style, if I'm going to be pretentious about it, I probably would have preferred black vinyl, just because it's got that old school feel about it, and it's a very old school release. You know, it's glossy, it's thrown together, it's got a bit of a bootleg sort of feel to it, or done on the cheap feel, but it's not a cheap release by any means. I mean, it is a nice release that's had thought and effort put into it. So definitely one I recommend. And look, two logos, Assaulter and Assault. Oh yeah, that was on a gun look. Pew, 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 pew. Oh yeah. So Assault, pick it up. Nuclear Deathrash. Couldn't remember the fucking name then. It's been a long night, leave me alone. Make it happen. You can't go wrong. If you're into your old school metal, and particularly your old school extreme metal, it's definitely your kind of flavour. So, cheers again. Keep it metal.